And good evening, sports fans. It's usually Wednesday Night Live, but it's Thursday Night Live with the coach and AD, Karl DeMasi, Chad Griffin. Chad's up at the school at Calvary Day School. He's got to run a lacrosse parents meeting. He's got to do a baseball meeting, so he's going to try and jump on. We usually do this on Wednesday night, but last night I had to spend a little time on the hardwood over there at Calvary Day School, where my boys' team took on Calvary Day School. Great game. Calvary won 67 to 60 to 61. To 60. They beat us by 70, but it was a great game. The coach versus the AD. Calvary's the winner. What can I tell you? But basketball's in full swing, and usually this is just a quick update leading till Saturday mornings when we do the Coach and AD every Saturday morning. Remember, it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. That's right. We got Rubbin' and Grubbin', who was on last night from 6 to 7. Then we got a podcast, the Hot Grits podcast with Travis Jadon and Spencer Maddox. Hot Grids podcast, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen to those two guys break down everything in sports. And, then, of course, the Coach and AD on Wednesday nights at 7 and on Saturday mornings at 9. Well, like I said, a lot of basketball going on. Football's over. We had a lot of success with flag football, got a state champion in Calvary Day School. Benedictine and Calvary went to the Final Four. So a lot of things. But the round ball is king here in Savannah, Georgia. And right up the road, if you haven't been following, there's a program that's been consistently good every year, year and out. I know when I first moved here, I heard about the Richmond Hill Wildcats, Jimmy Hires, state championship. But this next young guy has been over there for a while now, and he's making a name for the program over there. He's carried on a tradition for Richmond Hill basketball. And, I mean, they're off to a 13-0 start. They're ranked 5th in Class 6A. So pretty special. Don't forget, we got other teams ranked in the state rankings. In boys 3A, Windsor Forest is number 3 now. South Sea Johnson is number 4. In AA, Woodville Tompkins moved up to 4. In girls' side, in AAA, it's always Beach and Johnson. Right now, Johnson is number 3, Beach is 8, Woodville Tompkins girls are number 5, and Calvary girls are number 9. But let me tell you, they're off to a 13-0 start. Let's get him on here. He's been waiting to come on. And that's the head ball coach on the Coach's Corner hot seat from Richmond Hill High School, Bill Henderson. Bill, thanks for coming on Thursday night.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's always a pleasure. You do a great job up there. And maybe after this COVID-19 stuff is done, we can rekindle that home and away series we did when I was coaching before I took the 2 years off. But once again, congratulations. Off to an unbelievable start, 13-0.
Oh, thank you. It's kind of like I tell the guys every day, it's great that we're playing basketball right now. I mean, we just have to make the most of every opportunity we get because, I know there was a little period of time there where it really wasn't looking good that we were going to get to play. So we just have to take it one day at a time. And, thankfully we've been playing fairly well to start the year, but there's still a long way to go.
Well, you're off to a 5-0 start in region play, and you're one of the toughest regions in the state with Brunswick, with Bradwell, with Glen Academy, South Effingham. It's a black and blue division, and you're off to a 5-0 start. Hey, look who cleans up well. Chad Griffin, what's up?
Hey, man, just walking out of 2 parent meetings, walking across the parking lot. I looked down. I was like, man, I told Coach Lee, I said, I got to go, man. I got a show to do. So, trying to navigate the parking lot and get through to you guys.
Well, I'm talking to Bill Henderson, head coach up there at Richmond Hill High School. They're off to a 13-0 start, 5-0, and he just told us how blessed he is that they've gotten this far, one game at a time. I mean, it's pretty exciting over there in the Hill. I mean, you got baseball, football, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, nothing but good things over there in the Hill.
Yeah, man, they are off to a tremendous start for sure. And Carl and I talk about it every week. We just look at the number of wins going up and the rankings going up, and just done a tremendous job. We got to scrimmage you guys at the beginning of the year, and Coach Carver was just so impressed with the depth of talent. He said they all look like they got cut out of a cookie cutter. They're all about 6'3", look like grown men, but they are developed basketball players, and that's a testament to you, Coach, and what you're doing.
Oh, well, thank you. Like Coach is saying, it's a really good time to be a Richmond Hill Wildcat. I mean, it's not just basketball. I mean, the football program, volleyball, cross country, soccer, baseball, softball. I mean, it's just a really great time for Richmond athletics just in general.
So, coaching in the COVID-19 pandemic, how they handle it there in Richmond Hill?
I mean, as far as our players go, you know, they've handled it fairly well. I mean, obviously it's a big change. I mean, the getting screened every day, and you know, in years past, you know, we tell them, you know, if you're sick, you feel like you might be sick, you know, this isn't the year that you need to try to push through it. This is the year that you need to be safe and stay at home and not jeopardize everybody on the team. But you know, we've been really fortunate. We have a lot of support from administration, a lot of support from parents. You know, we're able to get some fans in the gym. You know, with limitations on seating capacity and everybody's wearing masks, but it's you know, with everything going on, it's kind of the best that we could do, and that's kind of, you know, the way we got to approach it. We just got to be really flexible and do the best with what we got.
Well, Coach, and talking about that, you know, I mean, it is. We live in a COVID era right now where flexibility is key and game times change. You know, opponents are changing and moving. What are you most looking forward to? As I mean, you know, we talk about the 3 seasons in football all the time with one of our favorite guys, John Nelson, for football, and basketball. It's kind of the same way. I feel like you got the tournament season, you know, you got the Thanksgiving and Christmas type deal, and you know, you get through those games and you jump into your region schedule, and then you get to you start looking to the postseason. How are you guys? What does your region tournament look like? You know, from I know everybody's a little bit different this year. What does your region tournament go look like for you guys?
We're going to do it this year. We're going to have the girls and boys playing on different days. So the girls tournament will start, I think it's on a Thursday, and then the boys' first round will be on that Friday, and then the girls will pick back up on Monday, and then the boys on Tuesday. You know, it wasn't designed with COVID in mind, but really, if you think about it now, it's kind of going to be beneficial because you're going to have limits on seating capacity and limits on how many tickets can be sold. So maybe splitting them is going to be beneficial in that sense, and making sure everybody that wants to come to the games is able to come to the games. But I mean, you know, like I was telling Coach, you know, it's just a day at a time in this period that we're in. I mean, we're just, you know, trying to make it through tomorrow night's game, and then see what happens next week.
Well, it seems like you got a pretty close-knit group, and you got your seniors leading the group over there. So talk about the Wildcat basketball players. I know Mr. Marshall is averaging almost 16 points a game. You got Mark Griff coming in, averaging 12 points a game. Talk about your boys.
Oh, it's I mean, like Coach Griffin was saying, we have a great group of guys. I mean, we have 7 seniors this year. A lot of them have played a lot of really big minutes. I mean, if you look at our starting 5, our starting point guard is Najwan Yeomans. He's been starting since he was a sophomore. Then we have Braden Baker. He's a 6'5" junior. He's been playing big minutes since he was a freshman. Then Liam Markgraf, like you said, he's another senior that he's been starting since he was a sophomore. Then we have Leighton Finley. He's 6'4" junior. He's a baseball commit. He's committed to play baseball at the University of Georgia. So I mean, he's a big time athlete, and he played. You know, he was a starter for us last year on the region championship team, and then we round out the starting 5 with Jaden Marshall, who he's been starting since he was a sophomore. So it's kind of a group that they've been together so long, and they've played together for so long, and they've been through the highest of highs, you know, with winning a region championship. But then they've also experienced that disappointment of losing last year to Sequoia in the second round. And then we have senior guys coming off the bench. Miles Holmes, he's a 6'5" kid that can play outside. Isaiah Allen, 6'1", football kid, played defensive back, wide receiver for a football team. Chance Hagray, another 6'1" guard, real good defender, real quick kid. So I mean, it's we're really well rounded. I mean, you know, everybody always talks about like what's the key to success being 13-0. key to success is having really good players. I mean, they make my job really, really easy. So I've been really fortunate. And then we have two juniors, Justice Quiller, Caleb Beckwith, guards that came up from the JV, and they played a lot of minutes on the JV. So everybody's got a lot of experience. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, being 13-0 and going through, and they work so hard. I mean, that's one thing about them is we're 13-0, but we had practice today and they're getting after each other. Just like we're fighting for a playoff spot. At the very end of the year.
Coach Griffin?
Yeah, I mean, the depth I think he's got in the size, like I said, and the athleticism. You guys cause just so many problems for your opposition. And I missed some that I was having some volume issue on my end. Just kind of tell us if I missed it. Kind of tell us like your philosophy. Kind of defensively of what that looks like and how that's transitioning to. I mean, people say defense wins championships, and I think it's like that on all levels. There's a great stat that shows if you can get 3 consecutive defensive stops in a row and convert on that, your percentage of winning the game goes up like 35 or 40%. And so let's talk about, the defensive presence that you guys have on the court.
Well, we're a half-court man-to-man defense team. That's if you play us, you're not going to see a lot of traps and zones and anything. It's going to be we're going to play half-court man-to-man. Kind of my first few years, I found myself, we tried to do a little bit too much. I feel like we're trying to play some man, and then we were trying to trap, and we were trying to press, and we were trying to play some zones, and we did a lot of stuff, but we didn't really do anything really well. So we've just over the past couple of years, we've just decided that we're going to play half court man to man, and we're going to try to be really, really good at half court man to man. And personnel wise, we have good length, so that's an advantage to us. And we've rebounded really well this year. That's kind of been one of our focuses. We have to do a better job rebounding, especially when you have 6'5" and 6'4" and 6'3" kids. I mean, you really should be able to dominate the boards. But yeah, it's a half court defense. I mean, Coach DeMasi was saying when he got here, he heard about Jimmy Hires and Richmond Hill basketball. I played for Jimmy Hires, and Jimmy Hires was all about half court man to man. And when I think back, when you were playing, it was kind of like, hey, can't we do something else every once in a while? But now I'm coaching, and I'm like, Coach knew what he was doing. I mean, we played half court man to man, and we were really, really good half court man to man, and really, really tough. And that's what we try to do. I mean, obviously, Tuesday night, if you check that box score, it didn't look like there was really good defense being played. We gave up 70 points to Brunswick, but thankfully, like I said, we have good players that play really well on offense too. So we were able to score 86. And it's just really it's really kind of been nice, to have kids that play so well on offense, but then they also buy into the defensive side of things. I think if you look going into the Brunswick game, we were giving up about 48 points per game. And then, Brunswick's got some kids that can score, and they kind of open it up on us a little bit. But our focus is on playing really good defense, because we feel like if we play really good defense, we should give ourselves a chance in any game that we're in.
Well, you play in that black and blue division. I mean, Glen Academy, very good defensively. Of course, Coach Darling up at Effingham always believes in a defense. So that's what that region is noted for. But it seems like year in and year out, Coach. Now, what's this, your 7th, 8th year doing this?
This is actually number 9.
Number 9. Okay, so I was off by 1.
I was talking to one of my assistants. We were trying to figure it out too. They all start running together. That's what I'm finding out. Well,
there's got to be some continuity. I know you say it's the kids, but you're building a program, and like you said, your assistant coaches have to believe in what you're doing. So give out a shout out to your assistant coaches, because they help make it run too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the whole thing doesn't work unless you have great assistant coaches. I mean, you have guys at the JV level that are able to develop kids and start building that culture at the JV level. You know, by the time they get to me, you know, they already have an understanding of what the expectations are, and then we're able to just kind of mold it and shape it just a little bit more. But it's you know, Coach Tommy Hensley, you know, he's been by my side since year one, and Josh Cooper, he's been with us for 8 years. You know, unfortunately, in March of 2020, we lost Steve Williams. He was on staff all, you know, from my beginning, and he was such a huge part of what we were doing. So that's been a huge loss for us this year. But you know, the guys have, we all miss Coach Steve, and you know the guys miss me. You know that there's a little bit inside of them that's playing for Coach Steve because he cared so much about him.
Well, Coach, man, it's been an amazing time, and listen, you guys are off to. I mean, you can't really say. I mean, a start. I mean, it's hard to believe we're almost. I mean, I feel like we're 2/3 through the season. I mean, we're almost halfway through January, and region tournaments will be starting up in another 3 weeks. It's just hard to believe how fast the season's going. I know with COVID and everything, it feels like it's such a long season. You guys start in October. It gets dark when you start. It's dark when you end. And I tell every time, basketball coaches are a special breed. It's just you're over the holidays. It's just a long season for you guys. But you guys done an amazing job, and like I said, you built a great program up there, and we know you guys will finish out well. And we're looking forward to seeing what the next 3 weeks hold for the Wildcats up there.
Great, yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it's like I said, we're taking a day at a time and tell the guys every day this is another opportunity we had to play basketball. Let's make the most out of this opportunity.
I got a question for you, Coach. Richmond Hill is building phenomenal programs. How about the rest of the coaches? I mean, like you said, you got football players, you got baseball players. How is that coaching staff up there outside your own coaching staff? Because it seems like I believe, and I know Coach Griffin believes, every kid should play more than one sport. I mean, you guys work so well together. What's the philosophy with all you guys?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's you know, Coach Lazat, you know, the program that he's built with our football team. I mean, it's really top notch, and you know, we all share that same feeling. You know, these kids. I mean, they're in high school. You know, if a kid wants to play multiple sports, you know, we're going to give them the opportunity to play multiple sports. And I mean, Coach Strickland with baseball, you know, we have Leighton Finley on our team, and he's committed to play baseball at the University of Georgia. But you know, Coach Strickland 100% supports Leighton, and Leighton finishing out his basketball season, and then once basketball season finishes up, he'll go put the cleats on and grab the glove, and he'll be out there throwing some heaters.
I hear you. Well, Bill, it's always a pleasure. Like I said, you got to get through this 2-year schedule. Well, when you do that, make sure you give me a call, because you only get better by playing the best. I mean, you're doing a heck of a job up there. Richmond Hill is one of the best programs in this area. Love playing you. Love that philosophy. Got to play man-to-man. Keep up the good work, and go Wildcats.
Absolutely, Coach. I'll be in touch. We'll get that game scheduled for sure.
Anytime you need anything, let me know.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Go get them.
Absolutely. Thank you. Take care.
I mean, just this young, energetic coach. He does a great job up there, and he's very laid back. He's like a Mark Stroud. There's no doubt in my mind he's a young Mark Stroud. The way he handles that program, the way he does things, and it's always first class. It's always in a calm demeanor. He reminds me of Mark Stroud there, Coach Griffin.
Yeah, he is. He's super. You just tell, man, his presence, and that's one thing about coaching. I think sometimes people forget or can forget from that standpoint. You know, players will take on the personality of their coach. If their coach is in panic mode all the time or this or whatever, they'll take, or just high intensity. I think about Coach Walsh at Savannah Christian. Dude, he's a high energy, high intensity guy. His defense is just like him. His basketball team plays just like him. So coaches will take on the personality. A lot of their, teams take on personality of their coach. And you've seen that and his success there at Richmond Hill. And also, what's great is to see how the other coaches, right, you got a baseball player who's going to Georgia. And listen, that baseball coach is not being selfish about him. No, I got to have him now type deal. Hey, he's going to let him play basketball. It's part of the high school experience.
You there? All right, I'm back now. Are you there?
Yeah, we got you, man. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, so once again, there's a lot of basketball going on this weekend. Hey, big one there. Calvary against who tomorrow night?
Yeah, Calvary at Savannah Christian over there to Eggberg Center. So one thing I'm glad that they got a lot of space. And so, our fans and students will get to go to games. We've been pretty restrictive this week with the numbers in Chatham County and our limited gym space. So we've been pretty limited. But listen, like I tell people all the time, as long as the kids get to play, that's the only thing I really care about. Fans and students are a bonus. But it's about the student athletes that, coaches that put all this time and energy in to the season. That's what I want to get to see. But yeah, it'll be a big one tomorrow night. Big region game for both teams. And, you play everybody in our region twice, us, Christian Country Day, and Aquinas. And so, just that one step for both teams tomorrow night on, kind of where seeding looms here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's going to go by so fast. We play Christian, and then next Tuesday we go to Aquinas, and the next Saturday we play Country Day, and then we turn around and we hit Christian again, hit Country Day over there to finish out the year. So it's hard to believe how fast these 15 days will go, Carl, as we get through here to the end of January.
Well, let's talk about region play now. I know we discussed it in our athletic directors meeting for the public schools that we might play each game at separate sites. What do you think is going to happen across the state as far as the region playoffs go? Because, football, you're at one site. Now, usually your region tournament is held at the highest seed. Everybody comes to the one place. What do you think is going to happen? Has Georgia High School made any recommendations?
No, listen, Georgia High Schools will tell you up front, they are not getting involved in how you decide region play. They just do not get involved in it. All they want to know is you tell me the 4 teams that are in the state playoffs. How you get there, how you do it, they don't bother with. We've gotten really no recommendations. I think everybody by now, Carl, after dealing with COVID since June in athletics, I think every county, every district kind of has their own policies and how they feel they want to handle it. And Georgia High School is good with that. They all know that, hey, they want to try to be as precautious as they can. And the main thing is get the games in. And so, like, for us, me and you've talked before, so we actually are keeping the region tournament in the week it originally was scheduled. And so, yeah, there's a week beyond that they moved it back a week. Georgia High School did. But we keeping it where it's at in case of COVID, in case, someone gets hit and had to shut down a week. Country Day just went through that last week where they got hit and they had to shut down a week. So they got to make up games, and they were doing that, this week as well. So we just kind of kept that last week in the bank in case we need it. We'll use it. If not, hey, maybe allow people to get healthy and get ready for state playoffs.
Yeah, I just hope we get through the season, with the numbers starting to spike and people starting to get worried. And, hopefully we can finish it out for the basketball players and, of course, for the spring sports again, because last year those poor seniors in the class of 2020 lost the whole season. So hopefully we can keep it going. And it's going to take a lot of hard work by fans, by spectators, fans, parents, kids, administration, schools doing the right thing. And like you said, we played you last night, no students. It was just parents. To me, once the game starts, I don't notice anybody in the stands. And I think our kids do the same thing.
It's funny though. I walked in there last night and it's just a little bit, it's almost a little eerie, with not even having I mean, not that I care about our students like cheering or whatever, but just not having the extra noise, was, I don't know, different. But like you said, once you get into the game, you're not worried. You're not hearing the fans and everything. You're just coaching the game. But as a spectator walking into a gym last time, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is different, from that perspective. But listen, me and you are on the same page. As long as you get to coach and the kids get to play, man, at the end of the day, as an athletic administrator, that's all that matters. And I went to 2 parent meetings tonight, and I emphasized that with both of them. I said, listen, I'm glad we're going outside with spring sports and we can socially distance at where we're at. And but understand, you still have to make good decisions. These are protocols. This is, contact tracing. This is everything that goes on. So understand, if you bring something home from work and you get exposed, this is what's going to happen to your son. This is the protocols that go into place. And just, just understand that, hey, you got to stay flexible. You can't get upset. You just got to manage the situation the best you can, and understand at the end of the day, our job is to help you stay as safe as you can.
Yeah, you got that right. All right, we talked about big games tomorrow night, a lot of region games. Here's the slate. Bethesda goes to Buford Academy. They play in Skeeja. That's a big region game. Savannah Christian and Calvary go on tomorrow night at Savannah Christian. Benedictine and Jenkins in that 4A region. That's going to be a big game. Jenkins has some big wins under their belt. They dropped out of the rankings this week, but, Terry Harvin, who we're going to have as on our guest Saturday, first-year coach, doing a pretty good job with the Warriors. All right.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, rankings don't mean a thing, man. You're just trying to get that top seed, man. Rankings are great, but at the end of the day, man, that seeding's magic when you get to a region tournament.
Effingham travels to Richmond Hill. That'll be a good one. Effingham County, very young squad, but I think they've only lost 2 games. Jake Darling doing a great job. South Effingham travels to Bradwell. Savannah High goes to Johnson. Beach at Windsor Forest. That's going to be a very athletic game. Islands at New Hampstead. I think New Hampstead is one of the best teams in the area. St. Andrews takes on host Pinewood Christian. Let's keep on going here. And that's all I got right now. But I just want to tell people one thing. I've been posting the scores on the Prep Sports Report website. On top is the basketball ticker. And I've gotten some scores up there where I thought teams were playing, because I get the schedules off of Max Preps. And then when I text the coach, there was no game that night. So I do apologize. Check with your school. Like Chad said, we're making adjustments to the schedule because of COVID-19. So I try to do my best. If you got a score, hey, just text me, 912-507-9158. Or you can email me at kdemasi at the Karl DeMasi Sports. K DeMasi at Prep Sports Report. Message on Facebook, on Twitter. Just get me the score so I can post it on the ticker and we get the scores out there. But I do apologize if I didn't know that your team wasn't playing, but it's a lot of fun. Well, Chad, it's been a hectic week. We'll come back Saturday. I know you'll be traveling. I'll be here in the universe of sports right
Center
here.
Sports Universe. Center Sports Universe. They'll get the TVs. They'll get rolling on, and more NFL football going on. We'll talk about the roundup from Friday night and a big slate of high school basketball games that are going on. And Karl, can you believe that spring sports have started, and we're just really 3 short weeks away from games playing for soccer and some others?
That's been the biggest part of my day every day, trying to get all those kids' eligibility and physical forms in and teaching it.
Amen, brother.
It's just crazy. So once again, every Monday through Friday, 6 to 10:30 in the morning, right here at Coach's Corner. What can you do, Chad?
You can get some of the best country ham you've ever had down there at Coach's Corner and pick up a great breakfast. So come see those guys from Larry's that are working there at Coach's Corner, serving great breakfast in the morning. So make sure you check them out. And they'll have some TVs on. You can watch some Sports Center, get caught up on what went on that evening. But go see those guys and get ready to enjoy a big slate of football this weekend as well.
All right, so we're out of here. We got to get some rest. We got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. So keep in touch. We'll be back Saturday morning. The guests are Terry Harvin, new head coach at Jenkins High School, and they're playing really well. Athlete of the Week, Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, Benedictine All-World 3-sport athlete Trent Broadnex. And we got a special treat at 9:45. We got the man himself, the man behind the mic for the Savannah Banners, Biko, will join us live from Queens, New York.
Oh man, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Awesome stuff right there. Good stuff.
We're gonna catch up with Biko, the internet broadcaster for the Savannah Bananas, but he does a lot more. Great young guy. He's been doing his podcast up there from Queens, New York. He's got a lot of things to talk about bananas. So make sure you join in Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, right here from the Center of Sports Universe on the Coach's Corner Sports Networks. Remember what we got to do, Chad. I lost my props. You got the props. Mask up. Wash those hands. And stay safe. All right. Go get some rest, big guy. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man.
Be safe, everybody. God bless. We'll talk to you Saturday morning.